Hey, party people. Today we're going to critique two portfolios submitted by people, you in the audience, my YouTube followers and subscribers. And if you want more portfolio critique videos, drop me a comment and I will do submission requirements at the end of this video. Number one, I got this portfolio from Michael, and when I first opened it up, I was like, Christmas? My immediate gut reaction is it's cute. It's maybe their clothes are going to be a little bit craftsy, a little bit kitschy. Maybe there's going to be some upcycled stuff, maybe children's wear, very femme. That is the vibe I get from just opening. See, there's nothing above. It's just this is the main page. And that's the vibe I get. And maybe it's because I was raised in the US and Christmas is such a big, huge deal here. And I am aware that it is not a huge deal in every country around the world. But when I see red and green, I immediately think Christmas. So that is my American showing. Michael is not American, so maybe he did not think of that. But regardless of that extra bit, these colors, the little cutesy hearts all over the place, and the little floral motifs really kind of scream down to earth, very femme, country kitchen vibe. And so when I opened his portfolio and I saw almost the opposite and also so much menswear, I was very surprised. So for those of you taking notes at home, it's like the vibe of your site should match your designs. So first he has his resume, and then he has a link to his women's wear and a link to his menswear, and then his information. And I would say that the resume goes second to last before contact, okay? Because most people want to look at your work before reading your experience. So if you want to be hired for more women's wear, put women's wear first. If you want to be hired for more menswear, so whichever order you want that to be, and then the resume comes after that, and then your contact information. And most people assume contact info is at the dead last anyway, so that's the natural place for it. Now, listen, it's not just enough that your website be pretty or match your vibe or whatever it is. It needs to be easy to navigate and easy to read. Now, this is a fairly decently sized iPad. The text is really small. With these tiles, I mean, the organized tiles actually are really nice. It's like, this is one job, this is one job, this is another. These are freelance projects, these are skills, and this is education. And if I want to read this, I just blow it up and it is good. It's wordy, it's a lot of words, but organized well. The best thing about your resume is when you have these key achievements from your jobs, like, yeah, I was a boss, and here's what I did when I was this is like the most important and most favorite achievement I did while I was at that team, like, that's great. I love that. But this is a lot of words, okay? So maybe kind of hit the highlights, right? This statement, listen, I read somewhere that recruiters have a 7-second attention span when it comes to looking at resumes. If you get that far, because mostly they have these resume scanners and looking for keywords and stuff like that. And so this statement, and most HR, like most recruiters, they don't care about like a statement. They don't care about, like your purpose, your goal. Recruiters in their mind are like, we know your goal is to get this job. Who cares? Like all this stuff about I have this much experience, like they can read that like, oh, he graduated at this time and now he's continued work. So he has X amount of experience, like whatever. We can see the kind of jobs he had. This is extraneous. So, if you really want to do a statement, it's fine, whatever. Okay. But I have a problem with this line here where you say 7+ years experience creating fashion-forward designs and contemporary collections for some incredible luxury brands. And here's the thing. Saying that you created fashion-forward designs is fine because you did. You know, everyone has different opinions on what fashion forward is. And I believe you created fashion forward designs for your target audience. Judging from your mood boards and everything, you're hitting your target audience. So that's great. But contemporary and luxury, these are not modifiers that you can just use willy-nilly. These are very specific segments of the market, okay? And they are quantified by the price points that they hit. And so people are going to expect a far more expensive price point with the brands that you design for than where you're at, okay? It's just about being accurate. There's nothing wrong with designing at this price point, but you need to be accurate if you're going to be writing that kind of stuff, okay? So if you don't know what contemporary is, let's just look at this Vogue article, the new class of contemporary. Well, this was written in January 6, 2023. So the prices are still fairly recent. And look, this cardigan is $675. This coat is $865. These pants are $345. This sweater is also $350. This sweater is $540. These pants are $420. This blazer is $660. This sweater is $450. So now you're getting, you know, even if you are not familiar with US dollars, you're gonna kind of getting an idea for the price range, right? And so let's go over to the label you designed last, I think, Label Rail. And I looked them up online, saw that they sell a lot on ASOS, switched all the pricing to US dollars for comparison, and the prices are not, they're not similar enough, they're not high enough to be contemporary. There's a coat, it's on sale, but originally was $130. This dress is $165. What is this? The sweater is $104. And so it's more expensive than fast fashion, but it's too low to be contemporary. What are we calling that middle section now? When I was coming up as a designer, okay, this is stuff we would have called juniors, okay? Cheaper than contemporary, targeted towards young women who want trendy clothes, and these kind of prices are what young people could afford. Nothing wrong with juniors, but I think that kind of market, that segment just sort of collapsed with just fast fashion eating up every category under the, like, it's like luxury, designer, bridge, contemporary. Bridge has collapsed because we just don't have a middle class anymore. And then everything under contemporary collapsed into fast fashion. Again, because we don't have a middle class anymore. I keep telling y'all sustainability is an economics issue, but anyway, that's not, let's focus back on Michael, okay? So I want you to be clear about what kind of words you are using to describe your experience, because this is not a luxury brand, and you don't want to confuse people, don't want to set up expectations, and you also want to show people that you know the right words. Freelance projects, that's great. Skills, listen, this is such a teeny tiny minor thing, but I'm just gonna say it. This whole print develop -mint is kind of like making my eyebrow twitch. What I like about this section is that you didn't include hobbies nobody cares about, okay? Like, people write things like, I love skiing. It's like, no, literally nobody cares, okay? In a work sense, in a professional sense, okay? If your hobby is more like learning hand embroidery, fashion people might care about that sort of thing. But if you like to run marathons, that doesn't belong on your resume. Education, very good. And then more hearts and wings and cute things. And here is your women's wear portfolio. Let's go visit. And we get taken to a Behance.net. And see, this is what I'm talking about. You have this very cute banner with your green and reds and pinks and hearts and everything. And these are the main pages for your portfolio projects. Do you see this visual disconnect? Like, what are we supposed to think? Killstar. I'd say this is one of your stronger mood boards because this has a combination of some characters that you're getting inspiration from, but also a lot of art and photographs that is really setting the mood. Some of your mood boards, it's just all people, which is kind of like, this is more complete and thorough. And your muse, of course, is all people because it's your muse, your customer, like who you're designing for. Okay. The merch report is a really nice addition. And, you know, if you don't have professional experience and you are not privy to things that would be like on a merch report, you know, of course, you don't have to have one, but it's really nice for you to have. I don't know why section is called the muse. You probably meant materials because you have your fabrics labeled with what they are, fiber content, and your trims and your color palette. Very nice. This commission artwork, it says that it was briefed by Michael, but not done by Michael. So I would have not added these. You have so much work to show. It is totally okay to edit things that were really under your purview. Like you had a hand in it really. And I know you briefed the person, but you get what I mean. Here are the designs. I'm not going to go through every single design because you have so much. And that is the thing. Your ability to edit and show off your best work is also part of the creative process that you are showing to people who are looking at your portfolio. It's like, you don't need to show every ribbed sweater and every t-shirt that you designed. Most people who work in fashion are aware that these sort of simpler tops just go with the whole deal. Simpler pants, whatever. Like you need to throw in some basics so that kids can like merchandise. I say kids because I'm in my 40s, but you know what I mean. Like young women, they have these things to merchandise back to and stuff. So what you need to do is really focus on showing just your best designs, your best merchandised outfits. Your flats are great. Okay, not much to say about your flats. This is a gorgeous coat. I'm so into that. Anyway, so really nice. But things like a stripy cardigan, you know, this is really lovely. Like this is very cute, but does it really show off how well you can design things? Not really. Okay. So you can absolutely edit things down to your best works. And that is part of a designer's process. Like these are cute. This corset top, I'm sure, was very popular. But again, it's not like, wow, ba-bam, bam. Like, I think you have like a real talent for outerwear, to be honest. And then you have a tech back example, which is really nice, but kind of unnecessary unless you are looking for a job in product development. Okay. You have this a lot where you include the ruffle construction on a lot of tech packs. Is that something y'all really needed in your tech packs? Because that's a pattern maker's job. But a lot of this stuff is really good, very professional looking. And then at the end, you have the lineup. I would have liked this up front. And this, like, you really put everything in the wrong order, to be honest. Because now you have the awesome pictures of all the clothes. And you really should have put that up front. Like, if anything, y'all remember this coat? It was the first picture. I would have set it up so that you have the illustration, the flat, and this photo. You know, most people making portfolios, they would die to have photos of their actual clothes to show. Like, this is really what people want to see. And you really like, what is that saying Americans say? You really buried the lead? Is that what they say? I know, I'm so like American sometimes and so not. Like, but you really buried the lead because look at this. She's gorgeous. This coat looks great. Okay. What a great picture. It's not a boring studio shot, but at the same time, it's a really clear vision of what your coat looks like. And so you really need to work on the order of things, okay? The most important projects first, and then within each project, order to the best first, and then edit. I mean, but like, you have a lot of these, and I have pretty much the same things to say about all of them. And then we go to your menswear. And there's the muse, there's the mood. And again, like the muse, lots of people, perfect. The mood, I like some more like this actual picture of the trees and the gray, and this picture of this kind of indoor furnishing that this kind of customer would gravitate towards. You know, maybe they're really into latte art, or, you know, posting pictures of their coffee on Instagram. That's a vibe. Guys who like doing selfies, but like a little bit more about kind of lifestyle options. This is actually a really beautiful color board and different textures. Okay, really nice. If you are in my Patreon Color for Fashion class, can you identify the split complementary color scheme that is on the board right now? 3, 2, 1. Red, orange, green, and blue. We just went over this. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty much the same. Nice coat. I do think you have quite the flair for outerwear. And I am an outerwear nerd. That's a big compliment, okay? These are fun. But again, it's a lot. I am putting in way more time and effort into going through your portfolio than any recruiter ever will. Okay? And I am not saying that as a reflection of your talent. That's just a reflection on how most recruiters are. And then you have our layout. And then, I mean, again, the photos should have been up there. There's not a lot of the green or the red orange being used. Ultimately ended up being very blue, very neutral. I can't remember if you said so or not. I don't know if you are looking for a new job. Like, it seems like a lot of your work experience has a very specific audience. And if you want to stay designing for this customer, this is perfect. Like, make the changes, edit down, that kind of thing, and when you're looking for your next job. But if you are looking to make a change, number one, edit your designs in such a way that highlights more into the kind of customer that you would like to design for next. And you need to create a portfolio project that shows, like, you know, I want to design for someone who's a little more girly and wears a lot more light pink and eyelet lace, something where this one would fit in more. Like, if that's trying to wear your move into, you will need to do a project that expresses that more, because all your projects are really leaning towards a lot of black, a lot of shiny red, goth, like that sort of thing. Okay, so that really depends on where you want to go with this portfolio. Right? But good work, nice work. Thanks for letting me critique it. Okay, this is, she sent me a Google Drive list, Sophia. Contents, self-directed apparel collections, Internet Angel, Corporate Cutie. You want to reverse that because that's not the order. And honestly, this whole page is unnecessary. Okay, so here's Corporate Cutie. It's pink, it's cream, it's pearls, it's a vibe, macarons. Okay, hello. More desserts, Baroque, cutie nails. Look at these cute desserts. I think food in general, but desserts is such a cute design inspiration. The bow. When I first looked at this, I'm like, ooh, girly girl gets her first office job, right? So these are the vibes that I'm thinking going into this. And then we get into colors and fabrics, and I'm going to guess this person is a recent grad. And so I know it's not always really easy for recent grads to find fabrics, but I think she did quite well with getting pictures. These are her colors. Her fabrics match her colors. So we are really getting a complete picture going in. Lace, tweeds, obvious ruffles. Heavy lace. That could have been a better picture, a clearer picture. Okay. And then we have a bunch of loose sketches, kind of where she was kind of going. Okay. She notes that I made the croquis. That's cute. And yeah, like, listen, I sell figure templates and that kind of thing in my store, shop.zoehong.com. And if you use them for non-commercial purposes, like this portfolio, like, it's going to hopefully help her get a job, but she's not trying to sell, like, my templates or anything used off my templates. That's fine. I get this question randomly on Etsy too, but it's fine when you use it like this. If you use it in the creation of your portfolio. If you are using it for illustration work, no. Like, if you're an illustrator, you should be figuring out your own figures. For designers who just need a figure template to get their designs down for their portfolio, totally fine. And here, the first thing is I want to see it bigger. I want to see the figures full size. I want to be able to see all the details, because you had so many different textures and details, the pearls, the lace, all these things on your fabric board that had so much potential, but your illustrations are flat, your fabrics are kind of flat. Where are all the little pearls? Where are all the details? Because just judging from, this whole vibe, I thought I was going to get a lot more texture, a lot more prettiness. Design should match the mood board, and everything kind of came up with it, because, like, I have anticipation for things, and then I get this. And here's the thing about initial sketches. Okay, first of all, work in progress included in a portfolio is fine as long as we see the final result. Nobody wants to look at 20 half-done toiles while you are just dicking around in your studio. Like, that time is precious and that time is great for creative growth, but nobody cares until you turn it into something. Now here, she did a bunch of these sketches to get to her actual final portfolio project, which is good, but I don't see any sketches here that are really different. It just looks like rough sketches and then they moved over here. Like, it should look like there was design exploration done. And here's the thing, with most portfolio projects, you're not going to have this many. This is a lot. This is 11 figures. This is 11 outfits. I would do more like 6 to 8, 9 maybe, but more in that range. And when you're really trying to show off what you can do, you want each outfit to be special. Okay, this is not the time to showcase a very standard two-piece suit. Now listen, if you're showcasing your tailoring skills and you have photos of a final product and you're like, here is me making a 2-button blazer, look how good I am at tailoring and fit and all these things, that's one thing. But if you are working on a project where you were trying to get someone to hire you based off of how many great design ideas you can come up with, you need to do better. Like, this blouse is more interesting, but what is this? It's, I'm not even sure. It's a cropped, double-breasted, jewel-necked. Is it a bodice? Is it a jacket? I don't know. Okay? I have a lot of questions. And then you don't have flats for all of your designs, which furthers the confusion. And because your figures are so small, I'm kind of like, okay, this one is here and here, okay? And then these pants must be here, okay? And then this dress, look at this dress in flat form. There's nothing wrong with this dress. It is a dress that many women would love to wear. But I want you to bust out with something special for your portfolio. I want every single one of your designs to show something special, something unique, to really show off your design skills. Okay, like I was talking about Michael's, like there are some that are a little bit on the simpler side. Does he need to showcase those when he has things that are more special? Like really push the design. And then here is your tech pack. You have your flat, you have your information, your Pantone chips, okay, kind of a descriptor. Is this just back vent stitching or is it literally a vent? Because on the outside, they all look the same, like it looks stitched. It doesn't look like. There are some pages missing from your tech pack. So if you are going to include your tech pack, you need to have a complete tech pack. I sell tech pack templates in my store. You don't have to buy them. You could also watch my Elements of a Tech Pack series here on the channel to learn what all you need to include in a tech pack. Because otherwise people are going to think, oh, this is it. This is the whole complete tech pack. Well, she doesn't know much about garment construction. Honestly, tech packs are really only important if you are really wanting a product development job. If you want to work in design, not so much. Like the flats are necessary, but the tech pack is not. This is your second project, Internet Angel. And this is like very Y2K vibes, very cute. Like it's very cheeky with the whole like old computer layout and stuff. I do say old, but you know, I actually used this Windows. They're all very nostalgic and familiar to me, okay? And this mood board is very funny. And this is very funny. I think I played Oregon Trail on a computer that looked like this back in the day. And this screen, standby, turn off, restart. Very funny, very cute. It's like setting a tone. And while setting a tone, it is still sticking to a color story so that you kind of know what you're getting, you know. I get this question a lot, like, do the colors of my mood board need to reflect the colors I'm going to use for the project? And it's like, not like one for one, okay? I'm not going to go through her colors and like, well, here's a color on your mood board that you didn't use later. It's not like that. But the general overall vibe, the whole project should look cohesive, like her cover and her mood board and later her designs and everything, like the colors and the textures and the vibe, like they should all be cohesive. And so yes, the majority of your mood board colors should be present in your designs and vice versa. So here, oh God, that backdrop, it hurts to look at. But it is delightful. And so she's got her fabric swatches. I wish her fabric swatches showed a little bit more like texture like the other project did, but you know, there's her Pantone colors. Like these two are so similar and it's not that much different from that. And so I would make this a little bit more turquoisey. And I did see that on your mood board. And then I would take one of these out because these are too similar together. Like, look at your Pantone numbers. This is 144121 and this is 144122. Like, that's like the variance of a dye lot. Like, so I would just take that one of them out, whichever one. But, you know, it's good. You have dark colors, light colors, you have bright colors, you have neutrals. It is actually a well-balanced color story. Again, I'm still on the fence about whether or not you need initial sketches. But I do like this collection better. It's smaller, the figures are bigger, and each design is far more unique than your corporate cutie. Okay, and I know you're probably thinking, well, it's really hard to design for the office because most office clothes are boring and there's not a lot you can do. But you know, that's kind of your job as a designer, to take on a challenge like that and to see how you can make something interesting without pushing the boundaries of what is office appropriate. Okay. So, but this is cute. Like all the things, they really go back to your mood board. Like this really matches kind of the vibe you were setting with your mood board and all the previous pages, the color story. It all works together. And I mean, this one is kind of like, whatever. But every single one of these designs are far more special and unique than your corporate cutie. And like, notice, you know, these illustrations have no hair or faces, and I literally do not care. Like, don't get, like, faces and hair and style, those are all very nice, but it is secondary to good design, interesting design, eye-catching design. Like, those are the things. This is so, like, on point in terms of that whole Y2K, like, borderline raver pants, but not quite Jinko jeans. Oh, man. And this kind of shirt, the lacing, the screen prints, very cute. And then we have a tech pack. You could work on your flats. Okay. The queen of Illustrator for flats is Robin Schneider. She has guest taught on this channel before. I'll drop a link to her YouTube channel in my description box below, but she is awesome. If you are struggling with Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, go check her out. Okay, but this is cute. This graphic is just super cute. Again, these two colors make me crazy, but very cute. You know, these specifics blown up so we can really get into it. Very cute. The tech pack needs work, like I said before, but I would say that Internet Angel is a much stronger design project than Corporate Cutie. This board, all of this part has so much potential for Corporate Cutie, okay? But I really do want you to get into these designs and work on making them a little bit more special. You do not have to start over from scratch at all. Okay. The idea that office clothes could be cute is something a lot of people do wrong, and I think it would be great if you could do that. And that is it for Sophia and Michael's portfolios. I hope the two of you and everyone else watching found that helpful to apply to your own portfolios. And if you want to submit your portfolio for critique, email me at teaching@zoehong.com. Send me a link. Do not send me big fat files that are going to clog up my storage, but links. And put in the body of the email that you are giving me permission to critique your portfolio on camera to post on my channel. Okay, video release, right? So, let me know what you thought of these portfolios, and share, subscribe, like, all the ways you show me love, and I will see you in the next video.